guys, so today I want to go over my top 10 books that I have that have helped me in my life. And there's one book in there, and I'll go over that. That will be the last one. There's two books that have completely changed my life, okay? Two books that have completely changed my life, and those will be at the end, okay? So, no particular order except the last two. So the first one, I'm not gonna say it's like a typical fucking thing, but like, so this is called The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, okay? I honestly started reading this book maybe like 3 or 4 years ago when I've always been a great trainer, but my sales is something I always struggled with. And I was never really taught sales, and I never really understood the art of selling. And Jordan Belfort, besides The Wolf of Wall Street, the movie, he was a really great salesman. And so I always believe in learning from some of the best people in whatever industry they're in. So this book really taught me the understanding the straight line system, the persuasion and things like that. And so this gave me a really great framework. And the book is great. Now, one of my clients who's also in sales, he's like, get the audiobook, because sales is a lot about tonality. I can say, hey, do you want to buy this? Or, but hey, are you interested in this? Or let's go with, does that sound fair to you? Or does that sound fair? You know, so it's a lot about tonality. So if you get the audiobook of him, you can hear his tonality and teaching you how it all works. Okay, that's number one. No particular order except the last two. Way of the Wolf. Think and Grow Rich. Okay, I've had this book for years, 6, 7 years now. And I have it kind of like little parts bookmarked. It's a book that you can always go back to. Think and Grow Rich, I understand it now. Because it's like, oh, you're gonna think your way into being rich. Well, when you understand the mind is the most powerful tool that we have, then you realize that money does come from your thoughts, okay? Actions as well, but this is a great book. It really teaches you how to use your mind, how to start visualizing things. There's a sense of like, there's a really good quote in here. If I can find it, I will fucking be awesome. Give me like maybe 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, come on, 3, 2, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. But it is a very important, if you bear with me, I'm telling you, you'll be thankful. Cool. Beautiful, right here. It's this in this page right here, okay? It's fine. It says, every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So what does that mean? Every adversity, so your car broke down, you got fired from your job. Every failure, you started a business, it didn't work out. You tried to applying for a school, or you tried applying for a job, you didn't get the job. And every heartache, every time you get a relationship gets over, a situationship gets over, you broke up, carries with it a seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So there's a seed that carries with it all those downfalls, the adversity, the failure, the heartache, carries a seed that is the same amount of reward, or even better after that. So every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. So you're gonna benefit from the adversity, you're gonna benefit from the failure, you're gonna benefit from the heartache, okay? So Think and Grow Rich. If you're interested in like learning more about money and like how money works and the subconscious mind, really good book, Think and Grow Rich, loved it. Who Moved My Cheese? Okay, Who Moved My Cheese? I got this book back last year in New York. I went to a festival, went to see Charlotte DeWitt. That was a long night. The next day we were walking around around town, around the city, and I said, let's go to Barnes & Noble, let me pick up a book. And so I picked up this book, Who Moved My Cheese, because I saw someone that I respect, who runs a really great business, read this book and talk about this book. And so I picked it up, and it's a really simple read. It's super simple. It's a kid's book. It's literally like a kid's book. If this would just not zoom in on me, it's like a kid's book. It's awesome. And I tell you right now, this book is mainly about change, how to deal with change in your work and in your life. And it's really good. It's a simple read. If I can give you one little thing. Oh yeah, so like this, watch, right there. you can't really, but it says, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And it's a really good book, a story about these two regular mice, and then these two human mice. And the funny story is, when I was carrying this book around the airport, I had like 2-3 people stop me and say, hey, that's a really good book. Like, even when I was climbing on the airplane, someone tapped me and said, hey, sitting down, he said, hey, that's a really great book. I'm like, damn. And a lot of companies, Apple, AT&T, the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force, a lot of people read this book. It says it in the back. So, Who Moved My Cheese? If you're dealing with change and you don't know how to deal with change, highly recommend it. Who Moved My Cheese? How to Talk to Anyone. How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships. I got this book because I realized in life, it's all about relationships. If you can learn to speak up to people and have better conversations with people, you're gonna be able to cultivate better relationships, better opportunities. So you have something like this, like how to sound like you know all about their jobs, how to banter like a big shot. I don't really like those. How to be you, how to get happily chatting, how to slip away if you want to. That's pretty interesting. Perfect. Chapter 20, how to never need to wonder, what do I say next? So a simple chapter like this, how to wonder what to say next, how to never wonder, and so how to break into a tight crowd. So it's like just tricks on how to speak to people. And the beautiful thing about these books, okay? One thing I'll tell you about these books is I always like to have books that I can apply right away. So How to Talk to Anyone, I literally talk to someone today, and I can use a simple trick that I got from here in a conversation. So I love to read and apply, and that's how you cultivate wisdom. So there you go. That's number 4. Alchemist. This book is by far one of my favorite books. It's a beautiful story about a kid who just goes on this journey and deals with life. Will Smith loves this book. Somebody else, I think they saw, no, I didn't see that. Yeah, Alchemist, great book. And even in the back, it says, to realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. And it's beautiful, The Alchemist, turning things into gold. And like, I've had this book for a very long time, and there's days where I just pick it up. I've taken it when I drove to California. I've taken it when I had nowhere else to go, so I had no direction. And it always reminds me, because this kid's on the same journey as us. Doesn't know what to do at times, finds signs, finds omens. So if you're feeling kind of like, Alchemist, highly recommend it. Relentless, okay, by Tim Grover, okay? I like this book because it's a mindset. It's all about mindset. Simple as in, you have to be willing to fail if you're going to trust yourself to act from the gut, and then adapt as you go. That's the confidence or swagger that allows you to take risks and know that whatever happens, you'll figure it out. Adapt and adapt again. So this book, it's not about step 1, step 2. This book is about a mentality of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade. So it's all the mentality of these great athletes that he trained and what it took for them to get to the top of their careers. And you can use the same mentality for anything that you do and anything in life, your business, your relationships, and in your sports. So Relentless is a beautiful mindset book that just gets you into the mind of all these great athletes. And if you can apply them to your life, you can excel. I really love Relentless. And I love the fucking title, Relentless. From good to great to unstoppable. Nothing can stop me. The Obstacle is the Way. Okay, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I got this book when I was boxing, and at the same time, I had horrendous shin splints. I couldn't even jump rope anymore. I tore a ligament in my thumb, so I couldn't fight. This book, I got it because I felt like I was just stuck. I felt like I was stuck, didn't know where to go, what to do, all these things. And so I got this book, and it made me realize everything that I was going through, that the obstacle in front of me was the way. It's not about going around it, underneath it, over it. It's going through it, using it. The obstacle becomes the way to where you want to go, And so it teaches you to change your perspective on what's actually happening in your life. If you feel like things are against you, if you feel like you hit a wall and you have this obstacle, it teaches you to change your perspective, which is what you need whenever you feel like there's a massive obstacle, or like, can't believe this happened, or fuck, this wasn't supposed to happen, okay? We have 3 books left. I'm gonna go with my last 3. I would say Nonnegotiable by Wes Watson. This book has changed my life. I started reading this book in December of last year, and it's been a book that I've been reading for the past 6 months. Nonnegotiable by Wes Watson, by far, out of all those books, is my favorite book. It has changed my life drastically. Just a lot of applicable things. I started waking up at 3 a.m. because of this guy, and I've become a better man because of this guy. So this book has really spoken to me. He curses a lot, and I like that because I curse a lot. And so this book, Nonnegotiable, has taught me to have non-negotiable habits, a non-negotiable vision. Do not negotiate with the things in my life. I love this book. Has changed my life a lot. The last 2 books that have changed my life completely for sure, and I read them every day. We have Jesus Calling, and we have the Bible, okay? Jesus Calling is a daily devotional. So we have like June 21st, June 22nd, and I read them every single day. I read one devotional, and I'll go into my Bible, and then I'll find where it was highlighted, or the proverbs, or all the small little annotations, and I go on, I'll highlight them. I read this every single day. These 2, I take them everywhere I go. If I went to a rave, if I went out of town, I don't care. I take both of these with me. They go everywhere because that is my morning process, and I will always read these 2, and these 2 have changed my life. I've been reading these 2 now for about 2, almost 3 years now, and the best decisions I've ever made. So out of all those books, these 2 have changed my life because I can read them every day. All right, with that being said, go grab yourself some of these, and I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Much love. Thank you.